Happy New Year, family. Thank you for sharing a bit of your time with me. Just want to talk a little bit about relationships. I married my high school sweetheart right out of high school. And 4 years, 4 children, and 27 years later, we're still going pretty strong. And because of that, a lot of people tell us they admire what we have, and they often ask for relationship advice. And so I figured I would use this platform just to reach out and see if I could help more people. I enjoy helping relationships work. So today I'm going to discuss unconditional love. And because so many people seem to be searching for it. So are you ready? All right. Unconditional love is a myth. That's right. It's not real. It's never been real. And it's completely unrealistic expectation. The closest thing you'll ever see to unconditional love is what you see between a mother and a child. And even that has its limits, right? And if you need proof, start acting the fool with somebody that loves you. Start acting the fool with the person that loves you the most. And then pay real close attention to the vibe in that relationship and how quickly that changes, how drastically that changes. And that thing you call love, that's going to change pretty quick. And rightfully so, right? So let's talk about what's real. New relationships get started every day. And some of those relationships do well enough to develop into a marriage. But an even smaller percentage of those marriages will develop into successful marriages, good marriages. As you know, the divorce rate is pretty high. It's about 50%. That means the average marriage fails. Why is happiness in long-term relationships so uncommon? And why do so many marriages fail? Most people think relationships fail or succeed because of love. The problem with that is people are equating love to feelings. And those feelings are just not a good reason to get married. Now, look, I admit I still have those feelings for my wife. That sounds like a contradiction, right? All right, hear me out. So look, I'm a real private brother, right? And so this is hard for me. And what I'm going to say now, is probably going to surprise a lot of people. But I'm not perfect. And I'm not the easiest man to be married to. I was just as surprised as you are when I first found out, right? No, seriously. There have been times in our marriage where my wife was just plain tired of me. And there were times where I was tired too. But what helped us out is that we never quite got, sick and tired at the same time. So, when she was done, I held on a little tighter. And, during those times when I was done, she held on a little bit tighter. And we just kind of pulled each other through those hard times. But I guess my point is, real love is not feelings. It's generated by the person who's in need of being loved, not necessarily by the feelings of the one doing the loving. Does that make sense? Let me repeat that. Real love is generated by the need of the person who's being loved, not necessarily by the feelings of the one doing the loving. The thing is, every relationship, it ebbs and it flows. And if anybody tries to tell you that their marriage is perfect, they're lying to you. Marriage it's a continuous learning and growing process, and it takes time and effort. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go quickly, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so there are many reasons that relationships fail. Cheating, money, ineffective communication, unrealistic expectations like unconditional love, lack of equality. The list is long, right? I could bore you with that, but what I want to do is give you a few ideas you can use to stop the death of your relationship and immediately breathe life back into it. So get a pen and write this down. Number 1, become a student of her or him again. Let me repeat that. Become a student of her or him again. Remember, in the beginning of the relationship, you were fascinated by them, even the little things, and you overlooked many of their flaws. But, since we're constantly growing and evolving, there's always something new to learn about that person. And so you have to choose to remain interested. On the other hand, you have to remain interesting. Let me repeat that. You have to remain interesting. That's your job. Nobody likes watching paint dry, right? So don't be boring. Number 2, purposeful togetherness. That's bonding time. This means be intimate daily or whatever your schedules allow. Intimacy is not just about sex. It's touching, talking. Me and my wife, we exercise together, meditating together. You can sit quietly and hold hands if that's what makes you feel good. And I used to think that, just because we were together, that meant spending time together. But there is a difference. Just because you're together doesn't mean you're spending time together. The key word is to be purposeful. But you got to give each other space. And the amount of space depends on each person and their needs. And so you just got to be honest with each other about that. Number 3, variety. It's too easy to slip into a routine. But don't underestimate that old saying that variety is the spice of life. Try new things, like you can cook together, you can try new foods together, be spontaneous, take unplanned trips, break the household routine, switch up the sex game a little bit. Brothers, work on that dismount you've been wanting to try for a long time. Use your imagination. Number 4, show respect. You might not necessarily agree with the other person's perspective, but nobody likes to be made to feel inadequate or stupid. And being dismissive of somebody's ideas, that's the fastest way to create division between the two of you. Enough said about that. Number 5, seek first to understand and second to be understood. I'm going to repeat that because that's a crucial one. Seek first to understand and then second to be understood. This keeps communication functioning at a very high level, very efficiently. And it also gives the other person confidence that you genuinely care what they think. All right? Marriage is not 50-50. All these cliches, man, listen, marriage is not 50-50. It's 100-100. That means both of y'all giving your best. All right? Follow these tips, and I'm sure that they will help resuscitate just about any dying relationship if you both give 100-100. And listen, at the end of the day, all you can do is all you can do. And that's enough. Just make sure you do all you can do. That's the word. Until next time, peace.